what's up? It's Joe Ready from Ready's Rise. We're back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida. And guess what? I have that still top selling SUV after all these years. It's this vehicle right here. This is it. This is the last year of this current generation of the Kia Telluride. This is a Kia Telluride SX Prestige X-Line in that wolf gray color that everybody loves. But before we get into this mid-size 3-row SUV sensation, let's talk about what's going on here. So it's been quite a few years since the Telluride first came out. We're going back to 2019, if you could believe that. And still to this day, people love this SUV. Even after they did a refresh, which in my eyes kind of went a little bit the other way with the style. They did a great job in the interior. It's just the front, I actually liked the first generation before they did the refresh. Now we're getting ready for the second generation, and from what photos online are looking like legit spy photos, it's gonna have a lot of that unique style that they're putting into, say, the Kia K4 and the Kia Sportage. So my question is, did Kia get it totally right the first time? And should you sleep on this SUV and get the next one? Or should you jump on it and get it now because it's here in front of your face? Is this the midsize that you should be buying and not waiting for the 2026 model year Telluride? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, wolf gray really fits the character, especially with this being an X-Line because you have a lot of black accents. The two really blend together like peanut butter and jelly. Now up front, like I said, that refresh, this is the headlight design that they went with. Not my favorite, but it still looks good. With your quadrant of LED headlights, you have your vertical daytime running lamps and your turn signals. As we drop down, the one thing that still irks me is this thing right here. It does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I would have preferred to have some type of vertical lighting in there or make it a functional air curtain. A lot of other brands are making that into functional air curtains. Now, as we come across the Tiger Nose grille, X-Line is going to have the gloss black grille all the way around the perimeter. I like the way with the Tiger Nose, they kind of squeeze it on the inside. You got your Kia badge blacked out, forward-facing camera, and then working your way down, you have functionality in the center with that massive air mail slot. And then on the bottom portion, you have more functionality with some gloss black around the perimeter of the bottom portion. Now you do get fog lamps. They actually have 2 on one side, 2 on the other, but still, I would have liked to have seen some more lighting where that vertical piece of plastic is. But let me know what you think about the face of the end of the Telluride as we know it. I think it still works. Now, as we rise up, love the hood, simple indentations, that's all you need. And the way that it kind of drops down with the Tiger Nose part of the grille. We come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're gonna find are these 20-inch tires with 20-inch wheels, everything gloss black, even blacking out the Kia badge. Tires are gonna be 245 on the width, 50 series sidewall, and I promise you, this vehicle can go through water, even deeper puddles of water. 20-inch wheel, is it too big? Is it too small? Now we got mid-size SUVs that have 22-inch wheels. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on the next gen. I think 20 is big enough, especially with a 50 series sidewall. The one zonk I still have for the Telluride, all the trims, including this top one, they don't paint the fender openings. Flat black, come on. I want some wolf gray on that fender opening. But other than that, still digging the style. Coming down the side, you do have color match on the mirror cap, 360-degree cameras, LED turn signals, which is nice. From the side, this is a mid-size SUV, so it's competing with the Pilot. It's competing with the Nissan Pathfinder, the Chevy Traverse, the GMC Acadia. Up top, we got the raised roof rails that are also gloss black. And I like the way that they do the dark gunmetal trim here. This was something that even when I first saw the Telluride back in 2019, I've always liked that style. color matched on the door handles, and then they did a little bit of gloss black, and then the rest flat black. One of my favorite parts of the side of the vehicle, believe it or not, is this indentation. I think it just gives it a little bit of character, whereas a lot of other vehicles, they're just plain Jane. Now working our way towards the rear, you got a good sized quarter window. We do have that gunmetal trim that wraps all the way around, and then spin around back, almost perfect. Now I hope on the next generation, they take the wiper and they hide it, so I am gonna zonk that, and they should make this roof spoiler come out a little bit more. You do have a digital rear view mirror within your third brake light, which is a nice touch, and then you have that waterfall effect to your taillights. The X-Line badge, the Telluride name spelled out, and then as we work our way down on the ground level, you have exhaust finishers only on one side. Now they are good looking, they're stainless steel. I just would prefer to have them balanced on both sides, so I am gonna zonk that. And then you have a blending of body color, gloss black, and flat black. This panel comes off. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds with this vehicle, and you could get them in front wheel drive or in all wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's still underneath it. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood is that V6. So no 4-cylinder turbo like a lot of other brands are going. It is that 3.8 liter V6 naturally aspirated engine. Now the good news is it has gone unchanged since 2019. Now the big question is, what are they gonna do for next year with the redesign? But if you're wondering, well, how much horsepower, Joe? Tell me now. That 3.8 liter has 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 6.7 seconds. Top speed, 132 miles an hour. MPGs, 18 in the city, 24 on the highway. And like I said, the vehicle can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and the vehicle weighs 4,469 pounds. So I know the fans of naturally aspirated V6s will like this engine. It drives really well, and we will be going for a drive together. But before we do that, let's fire it up and see this Telluride roll. All right guys, we're inside this 2025 Kia Telluride SX Prestige X-Line. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I don't know. I really wanted to pull the trigger on a Telluride, but I just figured, why not wait for the new one? Well, here's the thing. If you wait for the new one, first of all, you don't know what the hell it's going to look like until they unveil it. Second of all, you don't know what's going to be powering it. Third of all, you don't even know what the price is going to be. And if you kind of have been alive for long enough, you would know that prices go up. They don't usually go down. So this particular one, the way that it's spec'd, has an MSRP of $55,000. Let's see if it's worth pulling the trigger. To the door panels, I do love the two-tone material. Soft touch up top, all black. You got that nice sort of gray stained open pore wood finish. And then you have that baseball glove tan, no gloss black around the switchgear. We have the Harman Kardon sound system. And then the door pocket is a decent size. I would probably say you could put 2 Renfest turkey legs and a small bottle of root beer in there. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that open pore wood. You could rub your wood. Just be careful. Ow. You might get splinters. Stitching is nice, soft touch. You do have a little bit of a cubby over here for a couple bananas if you're trying to double up on your potassium. Slide on in. I like the way the dash is integrated. 12.3 inch, big enough. 12.3 inch on the digital gauge cluster. All that great wood finish. You have all the familiar apps and icons as we've always showed you in these vehicles. Throw it in reverse. Camera quality is pretty good resolution. Trajectory, 360. You can even do the sit and spin, as they say. And then we're right back. Almost where we started. That's where we started. Like the silver trim, real knobs and switches. You got your engine start stop button, heated steering wheel, dual climate control, heated seats, and ventilated seats. They really go all in when it comes to that type of technology. A lot of gloss black here, but the good news is I think most people are going to drive around like that because you have your wireless charging, a place for a Snickers, a 12-volt USB-A, and a USB-C. This is going to control your 8-speed automatic. You do have your 2 cup holders. And then, of course, with our one having all-wheel drive, you can lock the center diff. And you got your different modes. I'll show you that when you come to the business side. Here's your Kia key fob. That's the new style, the latest style. Soft touch, lift it up. You got a place here where you could keep your marbles. Maybe if you still play with your marbles and your jacks. I don't even know if anybody even knows what I'm even talking about. Maybe pickup sticks, bristle blocks. Do you know any of those things from when you were a child? Probably not. You probably just know apps and anime. USB-C, and then you got enough room in there. I would say you could put Steven's favorite. He loves Beanie Babies. If anybody has any special Beanie Babies, Steven will buy them from you. No questions asked. Seats, the leather, the X-line embossed. I love all the nice stitching. Bolstering, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. Alcantara all over the headliner, A-pillars everywhere. Standard size sunroof up front, but don't get upset. There is a panoramic fixed glass roof for your mid-row and your third-row passengers, and there's that digital rearview mirror, which is nice. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this last of the generation Telluride. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. Aluminum sill plate, but it kind of looks like a generic one from the flea market or something. I wish they would say Telluride or something like that. Pedal box is almost perfect. You have an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. Standard dead pedal is just plastic. They should make that aluminum. Come on, it's 55 grand. Power seat controls, easy to get to. These seats are so comfy and they look good. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. Steering wheel, the leather. This horn button, they need to do something different. I don't know why. It reminds me of Cracker Barrel. Something I would see at Cracker Barrel. It bothers me, this fake stitching. Silver on the switchgear, which is nice. Manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You do have hill descent control and towing mode. And then you have your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. All the information in the center. And you have all your different modes. And look at how the gauges change. It's like an anime video game. Unbelievable. Pikachu. There he is. And then, of course, you got your blind spot cameras. Plus, don't forget, this also has a head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get a head-up and go back into the mid-row and see if there's enough room for all the things you want to do back there. All right, guys, mid-row time. I do want to show you mid-row. You get your ventilated seats and heated seats right by the window switchgear. That's a nice touch. Manual shades. Keep the sun out. And then the seats themselves are great. Same great leather as up front. The problem is this captain's chair armrest, that ratcheting captain's chair armrest. I am going to come out with a product that you slip over this to make it wider. And I'm hoping that on the next model year, they make this a little bit wider. So I'm going to go on Shark Tank and I'm going to sell it for millions of dollars. But I just don't like those armrests. Backs of the seats. I guess it's good if you have kids because if they pick their nose, you can wipe it off the plastic. Lots of pockets for books, magazines, candy, and even a little cargo net for the phone. You do have 2 USB-Cs, 2 cup holders, and then down below we got a 12-volt and a home power source. Sitting here, lots of great room. Like I said, you can put up those shades. Kind of hard to hook on there. You got to be super gentle. There we go. And then the seats themselves, they slide, which is nice. Ooh, slippery. And then, wow, they recline quite a bit. That's really nice. I actually like that. Now, to get into the third row, don't back away, Steven. Don't do it. We're going to press this button. Look at how that just whoop, goes right out of the way. And then I'm going to squeeze back here. Now, the one thing that stinks is that if you're sitting in the third row, you don't get nice leather. This is just vinyl. It doesn't even look, I mean, it's the same color, but it doesn't look like the other seats. USB-Cs, which are nice. Plastic. I like the AC vents. And one thing I almost forgot, we do have our AC controls mounted nice and high up out of the way. And this is the sunshade for that panoramic glass roof. But, I mean, my knees are pretty good, even with the seat leaned back like I had it. It's actually not too uncomfortable. It's just not as luxurious as the other rows. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area, and then I'm gonna take you for a spin in this Telluride. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. Hit the button right underneath you in Telluride, and you're gonna be greeted to 21 cubic feet of space. Nice, usable room with the third row up. To put the third row down, it's actually quite simple. And that's all it needs to be. I don't know why anybody makes it more complicated. You have your switch gear to fold down the mid row, 12 volt. You got a place for some hot dogs, some Costco hot dogs back here. And then underneath, you actually have a ton of usable space. I don't understand why these manufacturers can't make these into coolers. Like, is it really that hard to make it total plastic and to put a drain plug in it? Seems like it would be kind of straightforward, but I'm sure people will debate me even on that they shouldn't have coolers in these SUVs. When your family's thirsty and they're all crying, complaining, don't come crying to me. Go to those other people. They're right. I'm wrong. Why don't you go ahead? We got this all wrapped up on the cargo side. Let's go for a drive and see how it rolls. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Kia Telluride SX Prestige X-Line, and right away, I love to this day how the interior is arranged. They did a really good job with all of the information, getting to everything, storage space, and definitely they've upgraded the chassis and the sound deadening material since they first introduced this Kia Telluride. Having the head-up display just gives you that little extra information so you don't have to look down. And then really overall, the way it rides and drives, it has a nice connected, comfortable feel to it. I'm surprised this trim doesn't have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel, but that's kind of just being a little nitpicky. What you do get is the all-wheel drive and the V6. But let's go on throttle, here we go. Nice smooth linear torque delivery from that V6 with the 8-speed automatic. I have it in sport mode, so you'll notice how it kind of holds on to that gear. If I go into comfort, it immediately drops down. So each mode does have a nice specific feel to it, which is great. You'll notice those blind spot cameras are worth their weight in gold. I have the all-wheel drive system displayed there so you can see how power is going to the ground. And just, like I said, a nice clean, open experience in here. Lots of room and lots of amenities, that's for sure. Seats are supportive without being squishy, and it does really feel high-end. Making a U-turn, piece of cake. Nobody's behind us. Let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. This vehicle, along with the Kia Stinger, really put Kia on the map as a game changer because of what they were able to bring when it comes to the look, the feel, and all the amenities that you get for the price. But it's nice to have that V6, definitely nice to have an 8-speed automatic with the all-wheel drive. Visibility is good in here, and obviously out the back with the digital rear view mirror, nice piece of technology. And just the finishes everywhere. Besides this gloss black on this annoying lid, other than that, the finishes in here are fan-freaking-tastic. It's going to be interesting to see if the next gen will have massage seats. I think that's one thing that's missing in this SX Prestige are massage seats. That would be an extra nice touch. But easy to read the information on the digital gauge cluster through the opening of the wheel. You can scroll, like I said, through a cornucopia of readouts. And then you're getting all the safety features as well. I mean, that goes without saying. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of this particular Telluride for 2025. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. Hi guys, another great day here at Loki Kia. Definitely gotta thank Robert, the rest of the team, getting us access to this last iteration of the current Telluride. Let me know what you think. Are you still happy with what you get for the money? Or are you gonna roll the dice and see what the next generation is gonna be all about? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Redesigned family. Gotta give up to Stephen Flood, working hard as always, doing a good job. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta just say what the heck. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.